So as you may know, Wuthering Waves version 1.4 is just around the corner. Again, there's a ton of really cool stuff that a lot of people are waiting for, and it has definitely brought up the popularity and the overall talk about the game again. But one thing a lot of people forget to mention is a lot of the stuff that goes on around Wuthering Waves and some of the new games that might be coming out to maybe dethrone Wuthering Waves from one of the, best new games that have come out, or just even provide some healthy competition for the game. So in this video, we're going to be going through this new gacha game, which just got announced recently, which could provide a little bit of competition for Wuthering Waves in the future. We're going to be going over what exactly this game is, when it's coming out, and how could this actually affect Wuthering Waves and, provide a little bit of competition for it. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to my Twitch where I'm going to be streaming live. I definitely recommend going over there. It'll be down in the pinned comment down below, or in the description. I definitely recommend you guys go over there and give it a follow, because then you'll get notified as soon as I go live. So yeah, go over there. We'll be doing a lot of Wuthering Waves content, and also some other stuff too, other gacha related content. So I definitely recommend going over there, and yeah, I will see you guys there. But let's get back into the video. So pretty much there's a ton of posts out about this, and well, this is the first one from r/gacha gaming. Now obviously I know it's r/gacha gaming, but again, this is some pretty informative information here. It says new turn-based RPG Rememento. So that is the name of the game here, is Rememento. It seems to be a Korean kind of game. Obviously, as you can see here, a lot of the advertisement is in Korean, so that's actually really good. Now, if you've seen in my past videos, I've talked a lot about Korean games and also, Chinese games, and how there is a big problem of a lot of, gacha games being based in China and being limited by what they do purely for the place that they are based in, which again, I just don't think is very good for creativity purposes. But it seems like this game, Rememento, is going to have a lot of freedom whenever it comes to designs and just overall kind of, making characters. So that's great to see, and obviously they show off some of the kind of mechanics and characters. These character designs look great, and if you can't see already, especially in this picture, this is why we're kind of comparing it to Wuthering Waves, because it does have a very similar kind of style to it. The character designs look very, very cool, and just the overall design and feel of the world and the characters do feel a little bit Wuthering Wavesy, whether that's due to the colors or just the amount of detail that they've put into them. So again, a lot of people have been saying that this is going to be like Wuthering Waves / Honkai Star Rail, which again, I think it could be, which obviously is going to, bring a lot of competition for Wuthering Waves in the future. Not to mention that a lot of these, character arts, and also whenever we get into the game trailer, it looks really, really good. They look really, really high quality. So it means that, this isn't just some bad game that's coming out and it's going to pass. This is something that is very, very high quality and has been worked on for quite a while. So again, it's going to be very interesting to see how this kind of fits into the current gacha space. Now, if we go over to this post here from Gacha Go, now this, I don't really know what kind of website this is, but again, they have a lot of information about Rememento and the news from the closed beta, and they say the main features and highlights for Rememento. They say Rememento White Shadow offers a traditional JRPG gameplay with a focus on character collection and development. I mean, that's pretty much what a lot of gacha games are. They say players will be able to recruit and develop a wide range of characters, each with unique abilities to create teams. Highlights of the game include, and then they go on to, highlight some of the actual features of the game. The first one being more than 100 fully dubbed cinematic cutscenes, enriching the narrative experience, which again is absolutely amazing. That is something that I really love to see in gacha games, is a lot of cutscenes. Now, I don't think even, Wuthering Waves has 100. Maybe it does, but again, I don't really, often count too much. But again, 100 cutscenes is very, very cool and fully dubbed. Again, I think that is really, really great. Then they say there's an open world with no loading screens, enriched with real-time weather changes, which again, I think is great too. It'd be really cool to see some dynamic weather stuff, but also, an open world with no loading screen. I mean, that's insane. I think that, it's going to cut down a lot of the kind of time that you have to go around and run around the world. Because as you know, in like Wuthering Waves or maybe Genshin Impact or some other games that are open world, it does take a little bit of time. We have to like wait for it to load in between different like teleportation things. So maybe that's going to be a thing that doesn't really, matter. It's not going to load. But again, that's great to see. They say strategic PvP modes where players can actually compete against each other by building powerful teams, which again is another feature that Wuthering Waves doesn't have. So I definitely think this is going to be something that, kind of competes with Wuthering Waves, but also does a lot of things that they won't do, or that we probably won't see from them in a while. Like PvP, I don't think PvP is ever really going to come to Wuthering Waves fully, because again, a lot of games do steer away from that because gacha PvPs tend to be extremely toxic and just like, it's just a ton of people spending as much money as possible, and whoever has the biggest wallet kind of wins. So again, it does become kind of boring for a lot of players, and we've seen it a lot with like Epic 7 and some other games like that. It would be interesting to see how they do the PvP in this though. And then they say high quality graphics developed by Unreal Engine 5 with real-time lighting and cartoon-like rendering, creating a distinctive anime aesthetic. So again, really cool. Unreal Engine 5 is a really big shout for, you know, a lot of these gacha games that are coming out, because again, it does allow them to increase the quality of the game. Because yeah, if you've seen some of the testing that Unreal Engine 5 has been doing, it's been absolutely insane. And I can't wait to see how they add it to a gacha game. Now, there's actually one thing that I forgot to mention here, is that the first thing is that this is actually created by Blackstorm. Blackstorm, I haven't really heard of much. I think they've made a couple of games in the past, but it is a new kind of company. So that's really exciting for me, because it means we don't have another MiHoYo or Akuro Games who have been working on a lot of really popular gacha games. It's actually someone kind of new and kind of, you know, we haven't really seen much in the gacha space. I mean, maybe they made a couple of games, but again, I haven't really heard of them. So it's really cool to see, because again, it brings another layer of competition to a lot of these other games. And also another thing is that it's a turn-based RPG. This is why they're saying it's going to be a mix of like Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail, because it does have this kind of like Wuthering Waves kind of feel, but also at the same time, it does have this turn-based RPG feel. But also, it has the Wuthering Waves open world. So again, it's a mix of a lot of things, and I think they've taken into account a lot of the gacha games are out at the moment. Even Genshin Impact, the world does kind of look a little bit Genshin Impact-y too, whenever I looked at some of the other trailers. So it's going to be very interesting to see that. I'm guessing that, you know, whenever you get into fights and stuff around the open world, it's going to trigger a kind of, you know, event where you have to do the turn-based stuff. I don't really know. It's going to be very interesting to see though, and I'm very excited to give this game a try. Now, obviously, you know, this is the trailer that they actually put out. The actual channel only has 1.3 thousand subscribers, and the trailer for this actually came out 5 months ago. It was, and it got 34,000 views. Now, obviously, it looks really cool. As you can see here, this character looks very well polished. It looks kind of like a mix between a Genshin / Wuthering Waves kind of character, or even like Honkai Star Rail. It's kind of just a mix of everything. So I think that's really great to see that we do have some really high quality character designs and stuff like that. Now, obviously, they've been working on stuff like the Outside World 2. This is what I describe as, you know, what Mondstadt should have been and what they should have done with it, instead of, you know, making it the kind of cartoony place that it is right now. But again, it does look really cool, and if we can actually go and explore a lot of this world, it's going to be very exciting to explore, because again, it's very high quality. It seems like they put a lot of work into it. They've got so many different characters as well, which can, you know, do a lot of different things, which I think is very interesting. They've got like a very new kind of character roster. Again, we got characters like this. Looks amazing. The cutscenes look amazing as well. Obviously, as they said, they've added 100 dubbed cutscenes. So again, all of these kind of cutscenes which people can enjoy, and all of these characters that people can enjoy, I think it's going to be a very interesting thing to see coming to the gacha space, because again, it's just a little bit of competition for a lot of these games, not just for Wuthering Waves as well. It's competition for, you know, games like Honkai Star Rail, competition for games like, you know, Genshin Impact, because again, they do tap into a lot of this stuff, and also they've got this PvP aspect which can, you know, kind of build a really big community, because let's just be real, a lot of PvP stuff does build a better community, just because there's a lot of people trying to get to the top and stuff like that. So it is going to be very exciting to see, you know, what kind of community kind of stems from this. Now, there hasn't been too much talk about this game overall, just because of how small and how little the advertising has been. But obviously, we've had a little bit of trailers and stuff. I've seen like Tectone react to it and people like that. So it does seem like it's picking up a little bit of traction with a lot of content creators. So maybe in the future, we will hear more news about this. And obviously, in terms of Wuthering Waves, it's going to be very healthy for them to have a little bit of competition with this game, because obviously, you know, Wuthering Waves has been constantly kind of, you know, going up against Genshin Impact and Zone Zero and stuff, which, let's be real, it didn't have much of a chance just because of, you know, how big the company is and how, you know, how much they do. It's just kind of insane how different it is to Wuthering Waves, and, you know, Wuthering Waves can't really keep up at the moment. But for a smaller new game to be coming out that's so similar and follows such a similar design, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of competition these two games have, and whether it could push Wuthering Waves to do even more. You know, as we saw with Genshin, they did a little bit more, even though, you know, a lot of people would argue it's not enough still. But they did do a little bit more whenever Wuthering Waves came out. So maybe Wuthering Waves is now going to do more that this Memento game comes out. But again, I'm just overall excited to see, you know, what this game can kind of bring, what a lot of these characters can bring to the game, and whether it could just help out a lot of these other games too, like Wuthering Waves. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that you'll be playing Memento? Or do you think this is going to be another gacha game that you're just going to give a pass on? Again, I think it will be a very good competition for Wuthering Waves, and hopefully we do see some more news on it in the future. But yeah, also go and follow my Twitch. As I said, it'll be down in the pinned comment down below or the description, so I definitely recommend doing that. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.